What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be back on my favorite website, and if you're new here, that website is stake.us. And the reason it's my favorite website is because I have a lot of fun on it, and that is how I make my money. What I teach you guys in these videos is how to be responsible, smart, and show you strategic and smart ways to leverage your profits. My rule is anytime I'm wagering online, if you make 20% profit on your balance at any point, always call it, enjoy your day, come back another day, and always just try to take and lock in your profits. That is kind of the way I like to do things and play, and that is why I like to show strategies that benefit you and show ways to actually be in your advantage where you can actually make some profit. And I try to teach you guys not to chase your losses. Also, I want to tell you guys, if you're new to stake.us, don't forget to sign up and use my code FAST and go claim your bonus within the first 24 hours in your email. That will give you 25 stake cash and 250,000 gold coins to practice these strategies. Again, any bonus you receive from stake.us, you can redeem right away. So that is great. Nobody else does that, and I want to let you guys know that. You don't even have to play if you don't want to. You could just sign up, claim the bonuses. You could also build up those bonuses, stack them up, and then play some of these strategies I teach. I try to teach strategies that are attainable with pretty low balances. So hopefully this will teach you guys something, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See what happens. Before we start this video, if you're new to Stake and want to try these strategies, go ahead and hit on settings, offers, and for the welcome offer, put in the code FAST. This will instantly activate monthly and weekly rewards, as well as enter you into Stake's VIP program and get you a bonus of $25 Stake cash with 250,000 gold coins. After you verify your email, you can claim your bonus. Now let's jump back into the video. Of course, if you're not new here, you already know this is my favorite game. I just change up different strategies that I play with it. But today we're going to do eight numbers or 8 squares, whatever you want to call it. Medium risk. We're going to be on auto. We're going to open our live stats. Hopefully that shows us something. Like I said before, sometimes this graph does glitch a little bit, so you can always refer to your balance. We're starting with 250.63. We're going to use a start wager of 1 cent. And then on win, you want to put negative 33%, and on loss, you want to put 33%. We've kind of done this strategy in the last video or a couple videos ago, except we did it a little bit more risky version of it. This time, we're going to do a little safer version of it. So the way the safer version works is we're going to start with a profit of 10 cents, stop on net gain at 10 cents. And when that happens, we just reset back to 1 cent and start again. And stop on loss of $1. And this has like multiple phases to this strategy. There's like 3 different phases. So this is, let's call this phase 1. If we do trigger a stop loss, we will switch into phase 2. And if we trigger a stop loss again, we will switch into phase 3. It's pretty simple. It's actually self-explanatory, but it'll kind of make sense as we go along. So without further ado, let's start with phase 1 and see what happens. As long as we keep locking in those profits, all we're going to do is reset that wager and continue on. Let's go. So as soon as it hits 10 cents profit, looks like our graph is working right now, which is awesome. It's like, yep, as soon as we hit 10 cents profit and just stops, we just reset it back to base wager and start it back up. Pretty simple stuff, guys, pretty simple stuff. But yeah, if we make 20% profit, which means at least, so as long as we get to 300 bucks, we're calling it there. That's kind of, like I said, how I like to play. I like to be smart and safe. So as long as we lock in that profit of 20%, so get to 300 and make $50, we will call it there. And if it gets too dicey, we might not call it. All right, so here's what happened. So we just took the L. We lost $1, so it triggered the stop loss. We're going to reset back to 1 cent. And here now we're going to put $1, and here we're going to put $10. Very simple. And you just start it back up and see what happens. So this is phase 2. And basically, it's supposed to recover that $1 loss that we just had. And for whatever reason, if it does not, there's also phase 3, which I will show you guys as soon as this completes its cycle. As you guys can see, it actually goes below the 1 cent wager amount when you do this on auto, because when you're betting on manual, it never lets you wager less than 1 penny. And when you do it on auto and you set negative, like a decrease on win or whatever, just a negative percentage, it'll actually go into the lesser amount, so which is super cool. Alrighty, guys, as you guys can see, we did not recover from that. So phase 3. There's a couple changes. So you set it back to 1 cent. Now you're going to put this to negative 50. All right. And then here you're going to put 50 on loss. Okay. So you go 1 cent, negative 50, 50 on loss. And this is phase 3. There's not really a phase 4 for this, but anyway, this is kind of how it goes. So luckily this happened early on, so you guys can actually see all the different stages of this. It typically recovers on phase 2, but phase 3 is there as backup. So usually this phase you don't really ever get to. You usually can make about $50 to $100 profit before you even get to phase 3. So usually before you get to phase 3, you've already made $100. So worst case, if you do lose this phase 3, you basically break even. So that's just usually how it goes right now. It wants to, I turned on the camera, which is usually what happens when I turn on the camera. It wants to show me the worst of the worst parts of the strategy, which is great because then that teaches you guys and show you guys, and maybe you guys find a little bit better ways to improve the strategy. And just let me know in the Discord, because I do have a Discord. It's in the description. So go ahead and check that out. Follow it. So that way, if you guys find better ways to improve on this or any of my strategies, you guys can just let me know personally in the Discord. But yeah, we're also planning to build a bigger community, at least 150 members on there, so I could start giving away, doing giveaways and leaderboards for you guys. Let's just jump into the phase 3 portion of this. And right around when it gets to about $1, I'll probably turn off instant play just because I like to kind of monitor it, or I don't know if it helps. Sometimes it feels like it helps when you slow it down. So we'll kind of just have to see what happens here. But yeah, so when it gets to phase 3 here, we'll slow it down. And when it gets to like $1 wager, if it's still not recovered, we'll slow it down just to kind of, all right, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so slowing it down and kind of watching this, hoping that it recovers. It's supposed to recover us $10. I don't think it should be an issue for it. But yeah, let's see. If this recovers, guys, actually have another strategy that I was going to do another video on, but I might just incorporate into this video. Because sometimes when this medium risk one with the 8 numbers selected does not work out, there's another one that I have, which is high risk with 10 numbers selected that I was planning to do another video on, but might just showcase it in this video and see if that works out a little better for us. All right, so far so good. All we need is like a 4x hit, I think, and we're good. Come on. And we're back to being down. All right, that helps. Come on. Okay, that helps also. Give us something, please. Yes, that's what we're looking for. We'll go back to 33 cents. Negative 33% on win and 33% on loss. And then we're going to do 10 cents and $1 and instant playback on. And we'll just stay here for a little while. And then we'll just make another video on the other strategy on the high risk. It's similar to this. Essentially, actually, it's exactly the same. The only difference would be that your percentages are a little bit different on the high risk. But the concept is exactly the same on the high risk with the 10 numbers. So we'll just have to see how this one works out for us. And then, in the next one, hopefully we can film that and show you guys how that works. So, yeah. All right. Now we reset back to base. We took a loss there. We're going to $10 and we are starting it back up. I might speed run through this, guys, right now. These first 2 phases. Just for the sake of the video, the goal was just to show you guys the strategy, but I might just, let's see what happens, I guess. Come on. All right, so that recovered. That's typically what happens. It recovers in phase 2. Like I said, rarely gets to phase 3. We just reset back to base wager and we keep going. The goal is basically to hit one of those high multipliers like that 67 or 400. Surprisingly enough, that 67 hits a lot more frequently than you think when you do it this way. And then the 400 hits, I would say, like pretty often too. To me, it seems like it hits at least once every 3,000 total games. So between your wins and losses, it hits at least once. So it is more common than you would think. Back to $10, 1 cent, and we're going to keep going. But yeah, hopefully we get a 67x hit on a good amount so you guys can see what that looks like. But yeah, we're going to kind of just keep it going for now and see what happens. I would really love something cool to happen just to show you guys, the potential of this. but it just takes a lot of patience. It almost seems like you're barely growing most of the time because it's those 10% profits that you're locking in. Look at that. We're at $15, $16 basically. It's like you're always locking in these smaller profits most of the time. And then you randomly have these massive hits where, you know, your wager gets up there and then you hit that 67x, and it's a good feeling, let me tell you. All right, so we got that profit. We reset back to base and we continue on. And I will tell you guys, during phase one, if sometimes when it stops and your wager is below 1 cent, I don't even reset it. I just start it from where it's at. So I'll show you guys. I'll call it out when it happens, but for now, we're good the way it is. But yeah, we're already at $16 profit, almost $17 profit. So we'll kind of just see how it goes for now. But yeah, that big dip in the beginning, or the 2-phase loss. Okay, as you guys can see here, this is what I was talking about. There's no need to reset back to 1 cent because it's actually less than 1 cent. So usually when it's like this during phase one, when it stops like this during phase one, I just start it back up. There's no need to reset. I only reset if it's higher than 1 cent wager in the amount bar or input bar, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like I said, usually this is how it goes, like this portion of the graph that you see here. But I guess this was cool that it happened in the beginning, this whole three-phase drop, because then I was able to showcase how the phases actually work. But typically you would start with something like this, and then you would make about $100 between these 2 phases before you even go into phase 3. And then during phase 3, you recover your, you know, losses. Anyway, we reset and we continue on. So yeah, little by little, we're making about 10 cents profit every time. Nothing crazy, but you know, profit is profit. So that's kind of what's happening here. We need to get to 300, which would be 20% profit on our total balance. So once we lock that in, that's usually where I'll call it. So any balance, if I started with $1,000 and made 200, I'll lock that 200 profit in and then call it a day, or come back later or whatever, you know. Or if it ever gets too risky, sometimes I call it early. I kind of repeat the same stuff I say in most of my videos, but that's because, you know, if somebody's new, I want to make sure like you get it in their head, because I don't want people to get on this platform, get carried away and start losing. And this is not, like I said, this is not a way to like quit your job and make money. Even though this is how I make my money, this is not something that, you know, if you don't have discipline or have a tolerance for getting out of control, or like don't have, like you kind of get out of control here and there, I would not recommend. Also, I would not recommend, like, unless you're just trying to have fun and you don't care. I don't ever drink anytime I wager or gamble or anything like that. So like I said, I have to be with a clear, focused mind, do the best strategies that I can. And yeah, so that's kind of the way I like to do it. I think since it's going so well, I'll probably speed through this part right now, and then I will slow it back down when we encounter a phase 3. I'll slow it down during phase 3 just so you guys can watch those phase 3 recoveries, because those can get pretty interesting, because that amount gets way up there, and then sometimes you could get lucky and get a massive hit, you know, which would be cool. Like, I mean, imagine getting up to like $20 wager amount on phase 3 and then hitting like the 400, 900x. Be crazy profits. And it wouldn't be with that crazy of a balance. I mean, obviously that would be an ideal situation. Don't go into this strategy expecting that. The goal, for me at least right now, is just to make 20%. So, you know, the goal is hitting 4x's and 11x's. And if we hit a 67, great. But I was saying, if one of these was to hit, it would be awesome. Anyways, once we do this recovery, I'll kind of speed run through it, hoping to get to that $300 mark. And, you know, if that doesn't happen and we hit a phase 3 recovery situation, then I will slow it down. But yeah, let's just see what happens here in phase 2 first before that happens. Alrighty, so that recovered, guys. So I'm gonna go back to 10 cents, $1, and I'm just gonna speed through this, and then I'll see you guys if we hit phase 3 or hit our target goal of 20% profit. So let's do that, and let's see what happens. As you guys can see, we actually did not hit it. I don't know why it does that when I turn on the camera, but it is what it is. We'll try a couple manual spins and see what happens, and go to $5 and see how much we can recover. We're technically only down, you know, like 60 bucks. So let's go to $5 and let's do 2 spins at $5. 1, 2. All right, so we got a win. So we stay at $5. 1, 2. We increase. 1, 2. Increase. $20. Decrease 1. 1, 2. Decrease 1. 1, 2. Increase 1. 1. Come on, 4x. 1, 2. Increase. Decrease. 1, 2. Increase. Decrease. Increase. 1. All right, there's that 4x. Back to $5. 1. Increase. 1, 2. Increase. Decrease. That 4x right there. There's that 11x, guys. We'll go down to 129 and see what happens. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. All right, decrease. 1, 2. 1. Decrease. 1, 2. Increase. Decrease. Decrease. 1, 2. Increase. Increase. 1, 2. Increase. 1, 2. 1. Come on, 4x. 1, 2. Increase. There's that 4x. We'll go back twice. 1. There it is. 1, 2. Increase. 1, 2. The nice thing about this is you also wager quite a bit of money. As you guys can see, we've wagered like 700 something already. So if you're in those first VIP level stages, this could really benefit you as well. 2. Increase. 1. Okay, decrease. All right, decrease. 1. Decrease. 11x. Decrease. 1. Increase. 1. Decrease. 1, 2. Increase. Decrease. 1, 2. Increase. 1. Decrease. 1. Decrease. 1, 2. Yeah, as you guys can see, sorry I'm not talking, I'm trying to concentrate, but as you guys can see, this was not part of the plan. I wasn't planning to lose phase 3. It really never, that's the weird thing, guys. Off camera, it doesn't do that. So I would recommend trying this strategy on gold coins first, but like I said, it does not just go into loss mode. Like usually it's pretty difficult to lose phase 3, but the fact that we lost it in this video is kind of a bummer. But I guess that shows the reality of every strategy. So this wasn't part of the plan, this little strategy I'm doing right now. But just trying to do a recovery. Technically, I've already recovered and made a little bit of profit, so I might just call it there. Let's just get one more good hit. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Go back some. 1, 2. Okay, look at that, guys. We made a profit. Anyways, that was pretty risky, so I'm gonna just call it there. Like I said, not gonna try to chase it. It is what it is. Like I said, usually phase 3 does not do what it did in this video. It's very rare when that happens, but you know, for whatever reason, it happens every time I turn on the camera, which is okay. Like I said, try it on gold coins first. Make sure it works. The other strategy I was going to show you guys is 10 squares, and I'll do another video about it. I just don't want this video getting too long, but you would do 10 squares, high risk, -35, and then it's 22.5 here. I had to look back at my notes just to make sure, but yeah, this is how it would go. And then you would do the same thing, you know, the 10 cents, $1, and then so on and so forth on high risk. But that's how it would go. I'll make another video about this specific strategy. It's basically the same concept as that strategy, except it's like this with high risk. It just depends on the day, but you got to switch back and forth. Either way, we never really got to our 20% profit goal, but we got close. We're probably 13, 14% profit on our balance, which is good. $35 profit, like I'll take it. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. We made some profit. Didn't quite work out how I wanted to, but that just seems to happen every time I turn on the cameras. I still had fun and showing you guys just kind of off the cuff, off the whim. I wasn't planning on it, but after phase 3 loss, because I wasn't planning to lose phase 3 during the video, but kind of showed you guys a little recovery method. If for whatever reason you wanted to try that and you wanted to push your luck a little bit further to, let's call it a phase 4, that's basically what it did on a manual mode, just trying to manually get out of it. I just want to tell you guys, if you're new to stake, don't forget to sign up. Use my code FAST. That automatically enters into monthly, weekly, and daily bonuses that you can claim every single day and just stack them up and cash them out. You don't even have to play if you don't want, or you could stack them up, play one of the strategies, and make some money, and you get a free 25 stake cash and 250,000 gold coins in your email if you use that code when you sign up within the first 24 hours. So I do want to let you guys know about that. And also our Discord's in the description. So if you have comments, suggestions, anything like that, you could also comment them on the video or go to our Discord, join our server, and comment and message me directly on there and let me know what your guys' ideas and thoughts are. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks again so much for watching. If you're new, like I said, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll be back with more strategies soon. Peace out.